even if she wasn't a porn star, let me just slow down. They're just always going to look to Adam. You're always going to look at him like, Adam, why did you let your girl do that? Rather than talking to Lena herself that made a decision. But Adam being a cuck lets this happen, and this is what's happening. Now they're getting divorced. She has no respect for him. That was gone a long time ago whenever you let her slide. The fact that she even thought about it was crazy. Crazy. What are you doing? Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Demi Z Studios. We back at it again with another reaction. So today, we're going to be reacting to Adam 22 Might Be Getting a Divorce, the Poor Man's Podcast YouTube channel. Shout out to this guy, man. I've been watching him for a minute, and I like his videos. Figured I'd bring it to the channel. Let's get right into it. Yes, sir.
Talk about Adam 22. Now, for those who don't know, Adam 22 is the owner of the No Jumper podcast here on YouTube. It's a major platform. They got millions of subscribers. They interview rappers, OnlyFans girls, gangbang.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, man. I do not like Adam 22. I think he is, he's just a snake. He very much is just. He's not really a good person to watch, in my personal opinion. Don't like him personally as a personality. He just sucks. He's a complete degenerate. I don't like this guy. Let's continue.
Bangers, gang members, ex-pimps, pretty much anybody they think is going to be an interesting story. Usually the people they have on the podcast, it either has to do with some type of criminal activity or some level of morality that most people aren't willing to stoop to. So that's most of the people that they cover on the podcast. But Adam 22 last year went on a historic run of pretty much pimping out his wife and selling her to the highest bidder. His wife is an adult film actress, and one of her wishes was to do a boy-girl scene without her husband. So pretty much, husband, you go sit in the corner, and I want your approval to sleep with another guy. Now, Adam bragging about the money and only seeing the dollars, he was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. She did it. He slapped it behind a paywall. He put it behind a paywall and charged money for it, and then started bragging about how much money.
Hey, shame on you for buying that. I know you did that. I know you bought it, you weird-ass nigga. Come on now. Come on, bro. Come on, man. That is sick. That is so sick. This guy is disgusting.
He made off of it. Lo and behold, to him, nobody cares about the money because now you're a cuck. You just let your wife, you pimped out your wife. And so other men and women aren't going to respect that. But apparently Adam 22 and his wife are going through a divorce. And I mean, you didn't need a crystal ball to see that coming. But
and that's another thing too. For him pimping out his own wife just so he could be broke. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but he's going broke. So you literally, how do you sell your soul just to not get anything in return? You loser ass nigga. I don't like this guy. This guy is just such a scumbag. I do not like him. He's a snake. He only uses people for content. This guy absolutely sucks. And I'm so glad, like he's ripping what he sows. Hopefully he comes to Christ, and yeah, man, I wish him the best, but dude, he 100% deserves what's happening to him. And I do feel bad for the kid, of course. They do have a daughter, I think, and just to have it to where she's gonna grow up and seeing all the shenanigans that her dad and mommy were doing, it's ridiculous, man. It's bad. It's getting bad outside.
Let's go ahead and get into the video.
For this video, I want to talk about the 16 of Nashua's upcoming divorce from his gross wife, Lena the Plug. So I want to explain.
Ew.
So the 16 of Nashua and Whack 3 Fingers 100 brought their wives onto a podcast to talk about relationship stuff. And so it's like this cringy couples podcast. So during this podcast, the 16 comes out and says him and Lena are getting a divorce. And he starts complaining about how his life's going to be difficult when she leaves him and how he's pathetic. And what I'm getting ready to show you is the 16 sort of passively aggressively slips the word divorce into the conversation in a very, I would say, cuck-worthy fashion.
Oh, no.
And so I'll show you what I mean, too. And it's important to note here that he is the one who constantly brings up divorce, not her. He does. So this tells me that she's perfectly fine with the idea of divorce and life
oh,
without
no.
him. What he, on the other hand,
That is so... This guy absolutely sucks, man. And this is what's wrong with a lot of people today, man. You guys stand for everything but stand for nothing, truly, man. This guy is such a loser. And it's so funny. He's getting exactly what he deserves. He's putting out degenerate behaviors, things that used to be looked down upon. Oh my goodness. Like he is the very antithesis of what you should not be as a man. Very antithesis of it. Even if you're an atheist, right? This guy just, this This guy doesn't represent anything. He has no morals. He has no morals. He has nothing going for him. Fucking loser.
And is crippled with insecurity and worry about it. And it's because of this insecurity that the 16 can't help himself. He has to keep bringing up divorce and sort of bringing it up and throwing it in there in a joking way, even though he's 100% serious about it. This is a common thing that insecure people do. They'll just like, it's called throwing it in their face, right? And so that's exactly what we're going to see in these upcoming clips. So allow me to present the first.
And this is what happens when you as a man allow anything to happen to your woman, by the way. Now, of course, this is more extreme, but I have a belief to where as a man, you have to set down ground rules for what you will stand for and what you don't stand for. And that's for your girl, respectfully, man. That's why she's there to follow you, you know? You're there to guide her and help her out all along the way. And if you fail to do that, she'll be okay with it in the meantime, but eventually resent you for just being a complete loser. I mean, this is already a garbage woman, right? Like, I don't think I have to really go into detail about Lena the Plug, a porn star that wants to sit down and have a family and be a mom. Like it's just so, like, they're both filthy. It's almost to the same degree as Krishan Rock and Blueface. Now, Krishan Rock isn't really a porn star, but they're just so negative. They're just so bad for each other. It's a terrible match. Actually, I do take that back a little bit. I mean, these two are a better match for each other since they're both fucking losers and degenerates, but that's only for the sexual part of it. But what I'm trying to say is that ultimately they just have, like, whenever you hear their names, it's like, ugh, like, okay, these two again. Let's continue.
Clip. This is the 16 of Nashua bringing up divorce for the first time. Roll the clip.
But in the porn world, as a man, you do realize that you are judged for your choices as well. A lot of these porn guys have a lot going for them. They got some money, they look good, they dress cool, they got nice bodies that work out, and still women outside the porn industry look at that, and even women inside the porn industry kind of look at them as like lower classed because of the fact that they go on camera.
What kind of self-respecting woman is going to bring a man to her to meet her father, and when asked what does he do for a living, what are you going to say?
You don't.
Because that question's coming. When a woman dates a man, it might not be the first question, but it's definitely top 5. Who is he? Where is he from? What does he do? That's going to be top 3 questions. And what are you going to say at that point? Yeah, no self-respecting woman is going to want to date a man that did porn for a living. And to be honest, if you look at Adam 22, it wouldn't be a surprise. Like, if I had to guess, I would say either ex-convict that's trying to get his life together again, owns a tattoo parlor, works at a vape shop, or does porn. Or a rapper, maybe. If I looked at him, that's what I would already assume. So, yeah, most self-respecting women, moral women, are not going to be willing to date a porn star.
Probably a whole world of women who will never want to date me once we divorce because of my choices.
All right, so there you have it. He says once we get a divorce. He doesn't say if.
As it should be, man, because you really don't deserve anybody. At least not anybody that's respectable or moral. I mean, you already downgraded yourself so heavily with just the debauchery that we have on display. Like, you need to, he needs to repent. I believe that he really needs to come to Christ, or just, I say that's the only way, but that's my prescription, of course. But he needs to just get on track and just do something better with his life. Because right now, I mean, it's already in the gutter, in my personal opinion, but anybody could turn around and try to have a redemption arc, I'd say. But yeah, this guy sucks. I watch a bit of him to where I know who he is as a person. Not personally, but I know who he is as a person. He's just such an idiot. He has nothing to offer besides just sex and just using other people that are criminals to promote his platform for views. He has no talent, truly.
If we get a divorce, or maybe if we were to get a divorce, hypothetically, he says once we get a divorce, meaning he's expecting it. And she isn't even phased
Not
at all.
even
She just
objecting.
didn't startle her to this. She
Just
didn't.
saw some. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, some better dick anyways from that one guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just It's so fucking shameful, dude.
Back to this at all. This has been in their conversation behind the scenes. They're planning this divorce, and it's not because the 16 wants it. It's because she is demanding it, I think. So let's play this next.
Yeah,
clip.
and then he slides in, I think, at the end. Whoever the narrator is, it's just kind of going off of what he's assuming based on these small podcast clips. And he says all that stuff, and then he says, I think, at the end.
Where he says that they're getting a divorce again. Let's take a look.
In mind, I had to make the decision. Do I want to shoot for this new Latina pussy, or do I want to get married and spend 8 or 9 years with this Armenian
8 or 9
delicacy?
years. Gee whiz. What?
I made my choice, and I think it was probably
So
a
you
good
got
one.
a 9-year thing? That's it?
We've been together for...
It'll be 9 years at the end of this year, but yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I told
9 years down the drain, guys, because he didn't do his job as a man to really direct her. I mean, again, he decided to get with a porn star, which is already a bad start. I would never put myself in a position like that because I know what to look for in a woman. I am happily married, thankfully. But, yeah, just the fact that this guy was already doing that. If you're marrying someone, that's supposed to be very sacred. And I take that very seriously, right? To even the religious degree, right? Like, marriage is supposed to be sacred, it's supposed to be very pure, it's supposed to be between two people that share the love for God. Really, that's the true meaning of it, but it's been twisted and manipulated, and of course, more secular. Like, it's more secular. It's more secular. But even then, on a secular level, it should be between two people. But to have it to where Adam 22 let his wife open her legs, and this is another thing too, right? She's her own person. She is, but this still, even though she did it, this still falls on Adam 22 because everybody's going to be looking to the man and be like, why would you let your own girl do that? They wouldn't really talk to Lena about it directly because they expect a porn star to be a porn star, but it's like, you look at even if she wasn't a porn star, let me just slow down. They're just always going to look to Adam. You're always going to look at him like, Adam, why did you let your girl do that? Rather than talking to Lena herself that made a decision. But Adam, being a cuck, lets this happen, and this is what's happening. Now they're getting divorced. She has no respect for him. That was gone a long time ago whenever you let her slide. The fact that she even thought about it was crazy. Crazy. What are you doing?
Okay, so again, he hints at a divorce, so this guy can't help himself. He can't help himself but throw this in his wife's face. The fact that their marriage is coming to an end. This is what insecure guys do. They'll bring something up that's really bothering them, and they'll bring it up as a joke in a conversation, but it's not a joke. It's serious, but it's disguised as a joke. And the wife or the girlfriend usually knows that it's not a joke, and so they usually get mad. But Lena's not getting mad because she doesn't give a fuck. What? Doesn't give a fuck about this cuck. Okay, she's done. But he's not giving up that easy. He says he wants to learn how to play guitar so he can serenade her and shit like that.
Recently, I mentioned that I would kind of like to play guitar. I would like to learn to play guitar just because it's so outside of anything I've ever done that I feel like it would be an interesting challenge.
So the cuck wants to learn how to play guitar so he can become attractive. That's fucking really pathetic. And it goes on. Listen to this.
Doing something with my hands, getting dirty, hanging out with the boys, etc. And she loves that. She hates me sitting on the computer by myself watching podcasts, playing poker. That to her is very like, ew.
I want you to like get into carpenter work and like help.
Damn, bro, can't have hobbies? I mean, he built a multi-million-dollar business. The brother can't have hobbies outside of his multi-million-dollar business. He got to learn how to do woodwork.
He built cabinets.
So she wants you to do manly things.
Why is the cuck so desperately in love with this hideous fucking vile woman? She looks so disgusting. Sure. What is this look? What is she? What millionaire dresses like this? She looks
he
like
roasted
a
her.
fucking Charlie's Angel, but it's she's got an Elaine thing going on, and she's just not pulling it off.
modest.
She looks ridiculous, and she's, of course, been warped by plastic surgery and procedures. She looks unrecognizable. The snarl of her face. I mean, if I was the 16, I mean, I could find something better than this. You know, and she's so fucking stupid too. I want to play you a clip. Actually, this really bothered me. I had a huge issue with this. I hate it when a new mom with her first child starts lecturing other people about how to raise kids. This is a violation. I've got a major issue with this. So
Yes, but
You know what's even sad? Even being a mom, it's like you just. I know that she's a mom, but I still wouldn't even take any advice from her. You're a porn star. No one cares. No one cares. Like, you're viewed as an object at that point. No one respects you. No one respects you. She has nothing to offer. Nothing. No wisdom, no nothing. Because her other half is Adam 22, right?
Especially if the new mom does, like, she's an adult film actress.
There we go.
For the lack of better words.
Didn't even
She's
watch
an
this
adult
video.
film actress.
I had a feeling you was
there's
gonna say
not
that,
very
though.
much you can teach me about parenting.
Thank you.
If you're literally pimping out your wife and your wife is trying to give us lessons on how to be a good mom, but she's like sleeping with random dudes off the street.
So
You could
disgusting.
watch this.
Because I was
Having a kid.
very catering to him because he was my kid. And then I had a kid. And then I was like, oh, you have all.
Slow down. So your own wife views you as a kid? Cooked. So cooked. Is one thing to maybe joke about it, right? But if she genuinely views you as a kid, you're her little bro that she fucks. What are we doing right now? Come on, Adam. This is another bullet.
All of these needs that I feel like you can meet for yourself. I'm going to take care of this kid.
For sure.
And you better take care of yourself.
That was your first child.
Right.
You got to remember, it's 5 children between the two of us.
Yeah, but your kids are not little anymore.
No, they're not.
And
But
when they're little, they need
the
all
problem
your
is,
attention.
we know.
Oh my God. So this fucking idiot with her first child, 4 years old, she's an expert mother. She's lecturing these other people on how to. This is insane. No one wants your advice, Leonard.
I just gotta let the video play. It's just something about this that's just so twisted. It's actually the fact that they're married. I think that's what makes me. Some people might be like, "Oh, it's unreasonable," but I do take it very seriously. It's very disgraceful. It's very disgraceful to God with how He intended it, and it's just disgusting seeing these two things even hop on a mic and talk about their experiences. I'd rather not bother, but I'm doing it just because I think it's an important lesson for people to really take marriage seriously. If you were to get into that, and don't let the mainstream fool you. Follow people that have morals and that aligns of yours. You need to be a morally good person. You need to have someone that has virtue and value. He has value, but what? Like I said, he's literally a multi-millionaire, and your wife doesn't respect you. You would think, oh man, this guy rakes in so much money from these podcasts. Like, I'll listen to whatever he has to say, but it just proves that there's something deeper than the physical. There's something deeper than the physical. It's about what you stand for and who you are, man. She views him as a kid. You can't respect her. She doesn't respect him. It's just a mess. Like, of course this is bound to happen. I only feel bad for the kid.
Do you understand? You are disgusting, and everyone pretty much agrees that you're a